On April 25th, 1999, 20 years ago, we lost a legend. His name was Roger Troutman, and he was born in Hamilton, Ohio. He, along with his brothers Larry, Lester, and Terry, were the backbone of the group Zapp. Many band members quit on him until his parents told Roger to hire his brothers, for they would never quit on him. And his parents were absolutely right. They got their big start in 1979, but didn't really have a record deal until Bootsy Collins had said, "Hey, why don't you come and perform some recordings and I'll produce them." And Bootsy introduced them to George Clinton. Roger was going to be signed with the band Zapp to George Clinton's label, but that didn't work out. They had an awards show in 1979, which was their only one, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now, George Clinton and Roger did have to go to court over some things that didn't really go out too well, but they became fast friends years later. As a matter of fact, Roger would record with George Clinton a few times. George Clinton would even help Roger record certain things, while maybe he wasn't on the records or CDs that we know and love today. George would still give Roger ideas. Roger was known for his talkbox sound that stuck with him from the Golden Throat and the Moog to the Mini Moog, and even custom-built talkboxes and the Yamaha DX100 that everyone had for a very long time. Now, of course, people use custom-made talkboxes still, just like the Talkstar produced by Fingers and a Microkorg. While I have a Yamaha DX27, I have a Rocktron Banshee GHS Strings talkbox, and have been playing that for 15 years. I never knew that I would get into talkboxing so much, as that was my love. But I have Roger Troutman to thank for that. I also loved his son, Roger Lynch, who was known as Roger Jr. In 2000, Roger Jr. came out with an album entitled The Second Coming. Roger Sr. and his brother were killed outside of Dayton, Ohio's Troutman Labs studio. Roger was just 47. Larry was 54 years old. There has been some speculation as to why Roger was killed. Some say that Roger wanted to take his music to a different direction and Larry didn't want that. Others say that Larry was embezzling from Troutman Sound Labs. No one really knows, except those that were involved. I will not speculate in this video because even I don't know the real reason. What I will say is that I miss Roger, as he was my influence on the talkbox for many years. But before then, and before I could understand what a talkbox was, I didn't know what it was myself. I thought it was just a female who had multiple ranges in notes, and of course, you had other octaves that would sing in a tenor voice and a bass voice, maybe even a baritone. But as I got older, I found out, thanks to a friend of mine, what that awesome sound was. It was a talkbox and a Yamaha DX100, which once I did happen to own one at the time. As I said in this video, I have a Rocktron Banshee talkbox, and I have a Yamaha DX27. Of course, the Yamaha products aren't made anymore. Some people on eBay still sell Yamahas. And if you, of course, want to learn how to create the talkbox sound, there are articles out there on the internet that show you how to do this. Now, for those of us who are visually impaired like myself, I'm not really able to do this because you have to be able to see what's on the keyboard screen so that you can read line by line how to put in what is called the FM sawtooth patch. I really wish Roger Troutman were still here today making music, as that was his love. He made people feel good when they were feeling sad, down, and blue. Roger Troutman, I, along with thousands of other fans, miss you. The same can be said of Larry Troutman and Roger's son, Roger Lynch. If you guys want to hear Roger Lynch's album, The Second Coming, why not find a copy and take a good listen to it? It's pretty good, in my opinion. Also, why not check out his recordings with Cali's Finest from 2004 on the songs Slide By Our Way and Industry Pimpin'. You can also hear Lynch's earlier work in 1989, produced by himself and his father. Let's remember April 25th not as a sad day, but as a celebration of life, as they say. While it is sad that Roger isn't here physically with us, we all know that he is here in our hearts. No one can understand that more than the Troutman family. I got a chance to meet Terry Zapp Troutman years ago over a phone call when I was hoping to redo the JAWS for Windows manuals with the help of a friend. Unfortunately, that project did not come to fruition. I got an autographed copy of Zap 6 back by popular demand, signed by Mr. Troutman, and to this day it is still put away and not in use. I made sure that I burned myself a copy so that I could play that copy all day long. I hope, Zap, if you happen to see this, that you'll come out with an album soon and still bring that funky goodness like your brothers Roger and Larry did. Rest in peace to Roger Troutman, Larry Troutman, and Roger Lynch. We'll miss you down here on Earth.